Hold on just a minute. Don't you go scrolling past this here moment. Don't let your fingers wander off to the next video just yet. I know exactly what's sitting heavy on your heart right now. And I know you're thinking this might just be another message, another voice lost in the crowd. But honey, I need you to listen with every bit of your soul. This ain't no accident. This ain't no random happenstance. Out of all the folks walking this earth today, you're here, right now, because Michael himself has laid down a warning on your life. And he didn't sugarcoat it. He didn't say soon or maybe. He said emergency, he said now, he said someone close to you, someone whose face you see every day, someone whose voice you trust, is already betraying you. And if you don't open your eyes real soon, that hurt's gonna reach parts of your life you thought were safe as a Sunday church pew. Now I ain't here to frighten you. I'm here because Michael don't send warnings to folks who are lost. He sends them to those who are chosen. And you, the one listening with that tight feeling in your throat, you're one of those chosen ones. You felt it already. That uneasy feeling round a certain person, a change in the air you couldn't rightly explain. Words that sounded sweet, but left you empty inside. Smiles that didn't quite reach the eyes. You saw it, but told yourself you were just imagining things. You told yourself you were being too harsh. You buried that instinct hollering at you because you didn't want to believe someone you cared for was hiding a knife behind their back. But Michael sees what you can't. He stands in a place where masks fall off and true colors burn bright. And he's looked at the one walking beside you and seen their heart plain as day. It ain't love, it ain't loyalty. It's envy wrapped up in pretend affection, feeding off your light longer than you realize. Take a deep breath, darling. Stay right here with me, because what I'm about to share carries a weight that'll change how you see everything from this day on. You've been crying in silence. I know that's true. Not always with tears pouring down your cheeks, but with that quiet hurt deep in your chest when the world's asleep and you're laying awake, wondering why life feels like an endless uphill climb. You've given so much of yourself to folks who treated your kindness like it was nothing. You stayed loyal to those who whispered behind your back the minute you turned away. You prayed and prayed, felt like your words bounced off the ceiling and fell back down like dust. And the hardest part? The part that cuts the deepest? Nobody sees it. Nobody sees the load you carry. Nobody sees those lonely nights wondering if you even matter, if your life makes a lick of difference in this big old world. You smile through the day and break down at night, and you've gotten so good at hiding your pain that folks around you actually believe you're just fine. But you ain't fine. You're worn out in a way no amount of sleep can fix. You're hurt in places no medicine can reach, and that loneliness, it ain't because you're alone, it's because the people around you don't truly see you. They see a version that's convenient, the giver, the listener, the forgiver. But the real you, the one drowning quietly, carrying a whole universe of unspoken words, that you've been invisible so long you might have forgotten who you are. Michael sees that real you. He always has. And it's because of who you truly are, under all them masks, that he's standing over your life right now with his sword drawn. Not to punish, but to protect what's about to be born inside you. Listen close now, because here's where most folks get lost, and missing this part has cost many their breakthrough. The one that was so close they could almost touch it. When a message like this finds you, when the Archangel of War and Justice speaks straight to your spirit, it ain't no suggestion. It's a summons. And ignoring a call from Michael carries a weight heavy as a South Texas summer sky. Every time you've ignored a spiritual sign, every time you brushed off the divine whisper, because life was too loud or your doubts ran wild, a door slammed shut somewhere down your path. Not because you were punished, but because that's just how the universe works. It sends and it waits. And when you don't answer, it reads your silence as a choice. You're choosing not to receive, choosing not to move forward. So the blessing meant for you gets rerouted, the protection you needed gets delayed, and the enemy that should have been cut loose gets another day, another week, maybe another month to keep working against you. Now, I ain't telling you this to pile guilt on you, but to shake you awake with truth. This moment right here, it's a hinge in your story. Everything before was just preparing you. Everything after depends on what you do in the next few minutes. Michael ain't patient like we humans are. He's a warrior, moves with fire and precision. When he calls, he expects you to answer. And here's the answer he's waiting on. He wants you to see the invisible battle fighting over your destiny, wants you to stop pretending all's well when your spirit's bleeding, wants you to open your eyes to the betrayal dressed up like closeness, and to arm yourself with the knowledge they've kept hidden from you. That's why the digital book, The Seven Swords of St. Michael the Archangel, was written. It's a holy guide to break in curses, seal in blessings, and call in out the chosen. Inside you'll find the very sword Michael uses to cut betrayal's cord, the prayers that expose hidden enemies, and spiritual ways most folks never learn, because this kind of knowledge makes some powerful forces mighty uncomfortable. The link to that book's pinned right at the top of the comments on this channel. Folks have tried to bury this message, to keep it from reaching those who need it most, and that alone ought to tell you just how powerful it is. So go on now, open that link, download the book, and leave a comment saying, "I am chosen and I will download the digital book." Say it loud as you type it, because your voice carries power in the spiritual world, and Michael's listening for your declaration. Do it now, then come back, because what I'm about to share next will confirm every doubt your soul's been wrestling with for months. Now that you've taken that step, let me tell you what's really been going on behind the scenes of your life. You've been asking a question, not always with words, but with every sigh, every restless night, every moment of confusion. You've been wondering why. Why does it seem like everyone else keeps moving forward while you stay stuck? Why do doors open for folks who don't even try, while you push and nothing budges? Why does it feel like there's an invisible wall standing between you and the life you know you were made for? Well, I'm here to tell you the answer ain't what you thought. The delay wasn't rejection. It wasn't God turning his back on you. It wasn't a sign you're unworthy or unloved or forgotten. The delay was a sacred process, so carefully designed that only a few souls every generation are chosen to walk through it. Now listen here, you weren't being punished, you were being refined. There's a big old difference even if your mind struggles to see it. Because from the inside, that refinement feels just like breaking apart. Feels like you're losing your grip, like everything's falling to pieces. But in that unseen world where Michael stands watching over you, what looks like losing is really just taking away the junk weighing you down. The divine's pulling out every false thing from your life. Every one of those relationships that weren't meant to carry you into your next season. Every belief that kept you small. Every habit quietly sucking the strength right out of you. And yeah, it hurt. It was supposed to hurt, not because God's cruel, Lord, no. Instead, because those things had grown roots so deep inside you, pulling them out tears the soil. But that soil needed to be torn up so new seeds could take root. Seeds of authority, seeds of abundance, seeds of a destiny so big your old life just couldn't hold it. Michael's been fighting for you in ways you couldn't even dream of. Let me paint you a picture so clear you'll carry it behind your eyelids all your days. There's a battlefield out there, beyond what your eyes can see or ears can hear. It's more real than the chair you're sitting in or the screen you're watching. And in that realm, every soul chosen has a war fought over them. Not a war they fight, but one fought on their behalf. And your war's been raging for years. Forces you can't name, faces you can't see, working day and night to keep you down. They sent confusion to cloud your mind, toxic folks to your circle, doubt to your heart, whispering lies in the dark, telling you you're too old, too broken, too far gone, that your chance has passed, that your best days are behind you. And for a spell you believed them. But Michael, he never did. While you were crying, he was wielding his sword. While you doubted yourself, he stood at the gates of your destiny, blade of holy fire in hand, cutting down every dark assignment sent to stop you. Picture this. Close your eyes just a moment and see the archangel in all his glory, taller than anything your mind can make up, wrapped in armor burning with light so pure it makes stars look dim. His wings stretch wider than the horizon, and his sword, the legendary one that's defeated legions since before time had a name, your initials are carved right on the handle. That sword's been assigned to your battle, your fight alone. And hear this. The decree's already gone out in heaven's courts. The season of attack on your life, it's expired. The enemy's been given notice. The forces that schemed against you have been called to account, and the verdict's been written, not guilty. That's what heaven says about you, not guilty, not cursed, not abandoned, chosen, anointed, protected. And about to walk into a season of radical favor so deep, folks who counted you out will stand there dumbfounded watching what God does through the one they underestimated. Now let me tell you about what's coming back your way, because this is where the story shifts from battle to harvest. Every tear you cried in secret, collected. Not a one wasted. Not one fell without heaven taking note. Every kind act met with ingratitude. Every sacrifice overlooked. Every time you chose forgiveness over revenge, it's all been recorded. And the return? It's about to hit you so hard, you won't know what to do with it. Your money's fixing to shift in ways you can't explain with logic or grit alone. Doors locked up tight. They're gonna swing wide open like someone took the hinges off while you were dreaming. Real love. None of that performance or manipulation stuff, but true, soul-deep love will step into your life and you'll finally know what it means to be truly seen without having to prove a dang thing. Your body's gonna feel new strength, that heaviness clinging to your bones. It's gonna lift, and soon you'll wake up feeling a joy you ain't felt in years, the simple, sweet joy of just being alive. And that betrayal, the one Michael warned you about today, it's gonna be exposed not by your hand but by divine justice. You won't have to fight that fight, confront nobody or prove a thing. Truth's gonna rise up all on its own, in its own time, right before the eyes that need to see it. And you? You'll be fully vindicated. What was stolen from you in the dark? It'll be returned in the light, multiplied, with a peace so deep, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. But I gotta go deeper, 'cause there's a layer to this betrayal you ain't seen yet, and it's the most dangerous of all, the one working against you. They didn't start out with hate, they started with admiration. They saw a light in you they didn't have, a resilience, a grace under fire that made them feel small by comparison. But instead of letting your light lift them up, it brewed resentment, like poison drip, drip, drip in water, slow and steady. They started competing with you quietly, holding back what you needed, sabotaging your efforts in secret, talking about you where you couldn't defend yourself. And the saddest part? You loved them through it all. You defended them, made excuses, gave them the benefit of the doubt over and over, 'cause your heart don't know how to be suspicious. Your heart was made to trust. That ain't a flaw. That's your divine design. But Michael's saying the season of naive trust is over. Not 'cause trust's wrong, no sir, but 'cause discernment's gotta walk right alongside it. You gotta learn to love with open arms and open eyes at the same time. And that's exactly what the digital book The Seven Swords of St. Michael the Archangel teaches. It ain't just about fighting, it's about seeing. It shows you the 7 layers of spiritual discernment tied to each of Michael's swords. Once you learn them, no one can fool you again. Not 'cause you're suspicious of everybody, but 'cause you'll be able to feel the truth behind every word, every move. The book even teaches prayers that wrap a shield of clarity around your mind, so manipulation just slides right off like water off a rock. The link's pinned at the top of the comments. Download it now. Drop a comment saying, "I am chosen and I will download the digital book," and arm yourself with the wisdom the enemy's been trying to hide from you your whole life. Now let me finish, 'cause the timing of this message, it's mighty important. Michael don't send out emergency warnings for things way off in the future. He sends them for what's right on the doorstep. That betrayal I mentioned, it ain't maybe happening someday down the road. It's either already happening or about to peak real soon. And the reason you're watching this right now? 'Cause there's still time to change how it all turns out. Not by fighting back or calling them out, but by putting on that spiritual armor that makes their plans powerless. When a chosen soul steps up in full spiritual authority, the enemy's tricks just fall apart all on their own. Their lies start contradicting each other. Their plans come undone. The betrayer's friends scatter like shadows when the sun comes up. And you don't gotta lift a finger. All you gotta do is step into who you really are. Step into the truth that you ain't no victim. You ain't no target. You're a warrior of light, living a quiet, everyday life, wearing a disguise. But the moment you take that mask off, the whole spiritual realm shifts and lines up behind your authority. That's what Michael's calling on you to do today. Not tears, not fear, authority. He's saying, rise up. He's saying, enough's enough. The time for crying is done and the time for reigning has come. Now there's more I got to speak on. Maybe it's something you ain't told nobody, a weight you carry deep down in the quiet corners of your heart. You've wondered, more than once, if maybe you deserved all that's come your way. You've looked back at your mistakes, your failures, your weak moments, and built such a strong case against yourself that you started believing it. Told yourself maybe this pain is payback. Maybe that loneliness is earned. Maybe that betrayal's just karma catching up for something you did long ago you can't forgive yourself for. Well, listen close to what Michael says about all that, 'cause his answer is clear and absolute. He says that's a lie, the oldest lie the enemy's got in his bag, that you're disqualified, The real truth, the bright, unshakable truth, is that your mistakes, they were already worked into the divine plan. They weren't roadblocks, they were part of the recipe. Every wrong turn taught you something you'll need in the next chapter. Every failure made room inside you for strength you didn't have before. And that forgiveness you've been praying for? It was given before you even asked. Not because you earned it, but because grace don't run on who deserves what. You're clean. You're cleared. You're free. The only prison left is the one you built with your own guilt. And Michael's handing you the key right now. Take it, turn it, walk on out, and don't you ever go back in that cell again. Now listen close to what comes next, because this is when heaven starts moving in a way you can actually feel. Over the next few days, you're going to start seeing little signs that confirm every word you've heard today. You might catch the number 7 popping up where you least expect it. Hear someone say something that echoes exactly what's been spoken here. Maybe you'll dream a dream so vivid and clear that when you wake up, you'll know without a doubt it came from somewhere beyond yourself. These ain't no coincidences. This is Michael's way of saying the connection between your spirit and the divine is back on, clear as day. The static's gone, the signal's strong, and the guidance coming through, whether it's prayer, a sudden hunch, or a flash of clarity, is solid gold. Follow it even when it don't make sense. Follow it even when folks around you raise their eyebrows. Especially follow it when fear tells you to freeze up, because the breakthrough's always just beyond the scariest step you're afraid to take. Now about that digital book, The 7 Swords of St. Michael the Archangel. That book was made for this moment in your journey. It ain't just any read. It's a spiritual weapon wrapped up in pages and words. Inside, you'll find prayer sequences that line your will up with God's will, making your declarations hit with the power of heaven itself. You'll learn the 7 names of the 7 swords and how each one targets a specific part of spiritual battle. From cutting generational curses to unlocking financial blessings to revealing hidden enemies and healing wounds that have been buried for years. Each chapter's like a key to a lock you didn't even know was there. And once you start turning those keys, doors will open in your life you never even dreamed of. Head on up to the top of the comments, find the pinned link, download that book, and leave a comment saying, "I am chosen and I will download the digital book." That comment ain't just words on a screen, it's a covenant. It's a public promise that the spiritual world takes as a binding agreement between you and your destiny. Don't underestimate the power of what you're about to do. Now, as we near the end of this message, I want to speak a blessing over your life. And I need you to receive it not just with your ears, but with your spirit. Wherever you are,